What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Breakdown, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. And we do post Sunday breakdowns, and every month we send new content. So last week last month actually, we were actually doing a series of the market structures. So we're talking about this kind of market structures. So if you haven't watched it, I'll actually put a link below this video so you can watch the market structures. So I'm just gonna do a little recap from last week's pairs, then we're gonna actually head straight into this week's pairs. So I'm gonna start with Aussie US dollar. So Aussie US, we had this pair. So we actually we had this trade that was like last week but one, and we had to move to upside to here. Then private actually formed this double bottom. So by Sunday we had this double bottom. This was our clue that we only had. So price around here, and I was like, just gonna take our trade from this area going to the upside. So it was just gonna be a finish up for this double bottom, but price just changed its mind, I guess, and we had price moving to the downside. And how I saw that price was actually changing going to the downside was this consolidation over here. So I'm just gonna put it like this. So pretty much like this. So this is pretty much how you see. So if you have watched the first episode of the market structures, you know this consolidation over, like on this support, you know that price is gonna go to the opposite direction. I actually explained it a lot of times on the Sunday breakdowns, on the market structures also. So pretty much price went to the downside. Then this was just a continuation pattern. So it happens a lot when you see this, you know that price is just going to continue to the next support or the next resistance. So this is what happened, and price had to hit here by the end of the week. So it was actually a good week for Aussie US. And the next pair that we're going to look at is this one, euraud. So euraud, we had a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, then our neckline over this area. Pretty much this was our neckline, and price had already broke above this area. So actually last week I think we had price was around here, and I explained that price just going to continue to take the profit target for the head and shoulder. So profit target for the head and shoulder was from the neckline to the head was like 1540. 1540 was around here. So this was supposed to be approximately our take profit target, but price started changing strategy. Then we had to move our stop loss into the profit zone. Then price hit our stop loss. Then we actually continued to downside. So we didn't take any of the trade during the week, though it was now more like a channel, but we didn't really consider it. So when we saw this on Friday, I actually sent it on group, and price was now consolidating over here. So this is the second mass structure that we tried. We actually put like a lot of volume on this. So consolidation, then we actually took it, and by the end of the day we had hit our take profit already. So this is just a continuation pattern. So next week we're actually looking for a continuation pattern, then going to the downside. So, and not to add more volume because this is just a continuation. So we're just gonna hit, I think this is the next profit target, but I'm not gonna put a lot of volume on it because some of the pairs they're actually looking bullish on the JPY pairs. So GBP there, we actually explained this also. We had this pair on Friday. This was Friday, guys. Just imagine how much returns that you can get on a ZAR pair. So with rent, you actually guaranteed that you're gonna get a lot of money if you can catch this kind of trades. So we had this consolidation, I think Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday, boom, this happened. And if you have watched the market structure episodes, I know you are not surprised with this. Probably you would have taken this trade also. So if you haven't, guys, I urge you to watch it. You can learn a lot of stuff on that. The next pair that we had was Kiwi Cat. Kiwi Cat was a scary one that like at the end of the week actually. So we had this consolidation over here, and last Sunday I extended that price is just gonna shoot, and it actually had a shoot down, then it retraced back into here, then we actually had our first trade over here, then we continued. So it was pretty good, and I'm actually confident with this market structure, guys. So if you know it now, you have made a lot of money. So we actually traded it here, we traded it here over this area again, and the reason why I closed this trade was so I had, let me just, my first scenario was more like this. So I was expecting this consolidation, right? But I wasn't expecting this break. So what happened? Our price moved to the downside, consolidated, started consolidating it. So once I saw this break, I actually closed my trade, because pretty much you can actually have price going back to the upside, but price actually came back into the inside, and I had to put my sell limit over this area. Then price had to move to the downside, but my sell limit didn't activate. I don't really know why. Price didn't reach the sell limit target, then it actually went back to the downside. So that's why we didn't continue with this sell that we had at first to the take profit target, because this consolidation was broken over here. So I had to do it, like I had to do my so I had to do my analysis again like this. So pretty much price was supposed to move like this, I think. Move to the upside like this, then redraw this, then consolidate like this, then move to the downside again. So just like that's how we learn, guys. So pretty much that's how you see another continuation. So this is just a continuation pattern, and we're just gonna put another sell again to reach our take profit target. So we're just gonna delete the sell limit, sell again. Like I explained this also last week. So last week we had this, and it was supposed to be a flag going to the upside. So we woke up on Monday. I actually woke up on Monday with this gap, and I was like, what the hell? It was like 2.5%, I think, 2.5% drop, and we couldn't consider this flag as reliable anymore because of this break. So I was actually thinking that I can buy over here, then go back to the upside, and unfortunately price started consolidating over here. It took a little bit longer. So with this consolidation, I don't see any price going to the upside again. So this is just a hint for me that price is just gonna go to the downside. So I'm just gonna delete my buy stop, put my sell limit over my sell stop, put my sell stop to the downside, then continue. This is just, like this is what happened with GBP. So if you take a look at here, guys, consolidation, right, onto this resistance, then at the end of the consolidation, see what happened here. This is consolidation again with the resistance, on the resistance, same as what is happening right now here. If you look at this, consolidation again, so maybe you might see a little bit consolidation again, then you see a drop down to the downside. So I'm really confident that price is just gonna go to the downside with this bit. Though you might say there's a triangle that is gonna, like, there's a triangle, pretty much there's a space that has to be filled over here, but this just shows us, I can be wrong, but that's why I have a stop loss. So I can be wrong on this one, but I have a stop loss to protect me from my wrongness. So Monday open, like Sunday, the market opens, I'm actually putting myself stop, going to the downside. So pretty much that's it for this pair. Finally, with USD Swiss franc, we have been waiting for the whole week and a half. So we had this, and I actually labeled it, and I was actually talking about it for a long period of time. So this is just a continuation pattern. I actually explained the continuation pattern. So what price was supposed to do was to move into this continuation pattern, then comes back to downside, then consolidate over here, continue to downside. But we had Monday opened with a break, then we started moving here, channel, ascending channel. So on the second market structure, on the first market structure, I actually talked about, if you see an ascending channel towards the resistance, and price break above this ascending this resistance over here, so the over resistance. So if I can zoom it to the bigger time frame, this is the bigger resistance that we have. So pretty much price can only break that resistance, then it's not supposed to break the second resistance for the ascending channel. So what happened here, take a look guys, what happened here, the ascending channel, price broke the resistance, this is the red resistance, then went to the upside, couldn't break the second resistance. I had this sell limit already like a long time ago, that's why my sell limit was activated. But if I had seen it on Friday, I was gonna take, I think, like 100% of my account over here, then go to the downside, because I'm really confident with my market structures. So now we're actually going to the downside. You see price moving to the downside, then you see a consolidation when price reaches here. So price is just gonna move to the downside on Monday, consolidate over here, then we'll continue to the downside, consolidate over here, continue to the downside. So Swiss guys, US Swiss franc, this is a must take trade. I urge you to take this one. USJPY, it was moving nowhere, like the whole week. This is what happened the whole week, nothing happened. So it was just a change of market structure, so that it was just giving us a clue. So what I explained last week is like, this was consideration pattern, price just gonna go to the downside, then you see consolidation, the price continue to the downside. But I did again, so I had to delete everything and put onto a new chart. So this is what we have on the new chart. We have a triangle, this is we have a rectangle, I mean the rectangle. So this is the upper part of the rectangle, the lower part of the rectangle. So double bottom over here, double top over here. So it's just a consolidation. It's still here to decide where price is just gonna go, either to downside or either to the upside on the overall view. So for our time frame, you remember this, right? Consolidation on to the resistance. So if I am to delete over, okay, okay. So if I am to just see this is just consolidation onto this area. So with this, price is actually supposed to move to the upside. Instead of going to the downside, price started consolidating over here and a little bit long, making it a straight alignment from this area to here, straight alignment. Now I'm actually only looking for only buys, no longer looking for any sells anymore. Because of that, I mean, it can be also like this, then you see sort of like an ascending channel going to the upside, but for now my bias is still, yeah, my bias is still a buy. So I'm still waiting to see, but on Monday I'm actually opening my trade as a buy on this trade. Second from last pair that we have, we had so this was supposed to be a continuation. So price actually dropped from this area. This is the consolidation that I was telling you. Consolidation onto resistance, price went down, continuation, price went to the downside. So this was, I was actually considering as a continuation risk, price goes to the downside, but it wasn't. This was now an uptrend, continuation, uptrend, continuation going to the upside. So pretty much price has reached its peak, I think. So what I'm looking at is the first resistance, second resistance. So it's pretty much like a confluence of three resistance, and it's rare for price to break onto those resistance. So I'm only looking for sell setups. So same as Aussie, Euro Aussie, price was actually moving in an ascending channel towards the resistance, and I'm actually looking only for sales only. So pretty much that's it for this week guys. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope you actually enjoyed this video. Cheers.